Today I'm making one of the scrappiest quilts using a very traditional pattern. But I'm risking the wrath of the quilt police here because I am taking it on a wild ride. Wanna join me? Let's go! This video is sponsored by Rosetta Stone. I sorted through my big box of scraps and fished out a bunch of them. We want all the colors here. The patterns are not as important. Let's cut these 2.5 inches by 4 inches or slightly larger. Pre-cuts are also a great option for this. We're making a coin quilt today, also known as a Chinese coin quilt, and although there are several versions of this quilt, I am keeping it somewhat traditional, which is hard for me because there are so many versions I want to try. So yeah, I will be shaking things up a little bit. I would say the most important part of a coin quilt is the mixing of the colors. Personally, I am going for the big contrasts. No two same fabrics or two shades next to each other. Ideally, no same colors next to each other. And I am also avoiding dull colors. Oh, and have I mentioned I will be adding some sashing and it will not be white? So exciting, cannot wait. For practical purposes, I am doing my rows of coins in groups of 4. It's an easy enough number to keep me organized, it's easy to combine when the time comes, and it will be done in no time this way. So I would say this is the perfect block. Let's press. And trim, of course. And this is what we get, the first 2 pieces for my coin quilt. Many will follow, but this is a very promising start. And we need buckets more, so we better get moving. If I were to do this quilt with a jelly roll, it would be even quicker really. All I do is sew all the strips together in groups of 4 or even 6, then cut the strips and then organize them in a puzzle that made sure the same fabrics never met. I could even do like a scale, like a Bargello, so one piece would be in the first row and then for the next it would be in the second and then the third and so on. That would look so good. It would give it some predictability that I think would look really, really good. Here with the scraps, it's kind of chaotic and unpredictable, but in the best possible way. And I have very exciting news. I am planning a trip to Berlin this Christmas. Have you been there? I haven't and I cannot wait. I am going to visit all the Christmas markets, and I've also heard there are some wonderful quilt shops, which is very exciting because designer fabrics are very hard to find here in Portugal. Now, I think the real secret to traveling is immersing yourself in the culture, not just showing up as a tourist. That way you can experience a place in ways guidebooks and tours cannot really offer. Especially when you can speak even a little bit of the language. Everything changes. People share more, they invite you in, and you get a glimpse of the real life of the place that most tourists never get to see. So yeah, I'm learning German. It's been 6 weeks and ich kann Essen bestellen, nach dem Weg fragen und sogar ein paar freundliche Worte auf Deutsch wechseln. My secret, Rosetta Stone. It's a language learning app that teaches through immersion. No grammar books, no sticking vocabulary in your head, no hours of boring study. Instead, you're learning by listening, repeating, connecting words with images, and practicing real conversations. It's so flexible too. You can use it anytime, anywhere. I pick it up for just 10 minutes a day, do a quick lesson, and I actually feel like I've learned something useful. My favorite feature is the pronunciation tool. The app shows a sentence with a picture, and you just listen to how a native speaker says it, and then you say it back.
Der Mann.
Der Mann. You get instant feedback, so you know exactly what to improve. You're not just memorizing the words, you're training your own pronunciation, which makes it much easier to speak confidently and remember what you learn. And it's fun too. If you've been thinking about learning a new language or just want to feel more connected when you travel, check out the link in my description. Right now, you can get 60% off a lifetime subscription and explore all the 25 languages Rosetta Stone offers. Auf Wiedersehen! Time to press these nice and flat before we trim them into perfect little coin stacks. And I just realized I can press my seams whichever way because there will be no nesting the seams for this project, and just like that, this got even better. And we are done with our stacks of coins. How pretty are they? Made from leftover fabric, all very colorful, all very different from one another, ready to be stacked into one-of-a-kind quilt. Now, we can do several versions of a coin quilt, and I would say the most traditional one is just laying them next to each other, just like so. But the version I'm making is straight lines separated by sashing. I want 16 coin stacks, 6 of them, so let's see how we place them. Now for the sashing, I haven't really decided what color to use because this is one of those projects you're only really able to decide when you're looking at what you've got. But I think we have a winner. This very bright and cute blue. So let's cut some 2-inch strips before we sew. And now all we have to do is separate our stacks with bright blue sashing, and we'll also add a neat little frame all around them. So far so simple, right? Nothing to it, anyone can make one of these regardless of how long they've been quilting. Now, you can be more or less precise about making sure the coins are all stacked side by side exactly. I know Mike would make a point of it, really. I don't. I wouldn't mind having them mismatched at all. I actually like a laid-back approach to quilts, as you may have noticed. So, 6 stacks of 16 coins, all separated by blue sashing like a bright blue sky. Now, I have seen some versions where there is no sashing at all, like I've shown you first. But the coins just sit all together in little stacks of 6 or 8, only with 2 fabrics. So you have the quilt split into these areas of color that make an awesome final result because they all stand out from one another instead of all the mix we're doing today. Now, if I were to finish this quilt, I would definitely use free motion quilting for this one. I haven't really tried it with my new machine, so I will have to pick a project soon to do it. As far as straight lines go, I could maybe do several straight lines in the sashing, like really close to one another, and leave the coins free to pop out. Ah, that would look so cool. And we are pretty much done here. We just need to press these in place so I can show you what we've made. And this is what we get, my first ever coin quilt all ready to go, looking so pretty and so colorful. How easy was this to make? All made with leftover fabric. So cool. I love it. I hope you did too, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.